Hi, I'm Peter Walters, and this is a script that I wrote for Maya. This is just a file browser window, and what this is meant to do is parse through your directory and look at any files that you can import or open in Maya, and pull them up in a view in a window here with icons that you can create and options to either import or create a new Maya file based off of those. Especially in this day and age, I mean, there's so many models available online for free. There's a lot of open source out there, as well as the 3D printing world that you might have to deal with a lot of file formats. I know I have done some 3D printing, so I have a lot of files, and there might be OBJ file formats or CAD file formats, and this just makes it so much easier just to see what you can import into Maya. Otherwise, you have to do a whole trial and error, to see what you can. That's what I was doing for a while, and running through a lot of hoops just to see what would import and what wouldn't import. So this is the script. You can download it off of Creative Crash. Which I think I have a little window. Here we go. So this is what it looks like right now. Hopefully it probably change. So it's just called Maya Model Browser. Import an icon tool. It'll just generate icons. So once you have it downloaded, you put the Python script in your scripts directory and your icons in your icons directory. And I actually made a shelf button for this to run it. The first time you run it, this is what it looks like. Actually, this icon does come with the script in the zip file. So once you run it, this is what you should see. All you do to run it is hit the load folder and choose a directory where your models are. So this is, I have made a few icons already, so this is what you'll see. I did add in, you can change the number of columns. What you do is just select how many columns wide you want. I think I just have 8 max. If you need more than that, let me know. But I think you need a really big monitor for that. So let's do 2, and then you just refresh the window. I'm finding that I'm actually using 2 wide quite a bit. So you'll see all your Maya files here, and so what the buttons do, if you want to refresh, just hit the refresh button. If you want to import a file, you just hit import, and pull in the file. Now, you can't see it right away here because the Maya, this model file is actually coming from, let's see, this is Abandoned Garage. I think this is a SketchUp file that I just downloaded offline. I think this came off of this really cool website, the Trimble 3D Warehouse. This is by Google, and there's hundreds and hundreds of free models on here. You have to check the license to see what you can legally use, but even just for looking at how things are made or reference, this is a great resource. So what I did is I just downloaded a Maya file, the SketchUp file. And some of the files you have to check each one. Some of them are available in Collada format, some are available in Google Earth format, and then the SketchUp format you can convert if you have SketchUp Pro into FBX file. So this is the model file, and if I pull it up here, because it's from a different program, the scale might be off, so let's just scale this down to 0.1. And here's another thing I just a little added. You can use it if you want or not. I made a little stage, and this just kind of makes just a nice little background. It just makes a smoothed box, basically. That's one side with the normals inverted. Just one spotlight, and then just a few extra lights just to add in a little fill. And if I look at this is what it looks like. The textures aren't showing up, so let's just update those. If you go into Window, General Editors and File Path Editor. Maya now has a nice, I used to use a Mel script for this, but it's nice that Maya actually built it into the program. As you can see, the textures aren't showing up. They're all black. So, a nice little feature that I added in my script is that I put the name of the file in this little dialog box here, that in a way that you can copy it. So I just grab that, Command C or Control C, and copy it. And I can just grab these and repath textures. Oh, I set this up earlier. That's why it's already set in here. But then I paste it in and then hit repath. The other thing you can do is go into Browse window and then search for where all your textures are as well. Close that, and it looks like the textures showed up. So this is, again, I just downloaded this off Google website. And let's hide the Google Earth map. Looks like they modeled it off Google Earth. So it's a cool little, simple little model file here. And so let's say I want to generate an icon for this. So let's turn on the film gate. And the first, until you actually make an icon, the film gate will be default. So let's go ahead and make an icon. So now you can see the gate will now set to the, this icon is 256 by 64 pixels. And then once I generate an icon, then it will set it in the render settings, the size. So now I can actually go in here and just move this a little bit better. And all you have to do is hit the button. Every time you hit the icon image, since it is a button, it will generate a new icon image for you. The icons are PNG, so they are friendly on any device, any format, web friendly, and space efficient. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So now I have an icon. Anytime I bring this folder up, now I can see that this icon is attached to this file, and it's just named exactly the same name. So the let's see. So if I look in here, so I need to. What's nice because when I go, if I have a directory with a huge amount of files, all I have to do is view by name, and I'll see. So like the .fbx and .png are right next to each other, and in a viewer browser window, I can just see what that file looks like, as well as here. It also gives me options to, so I have an import FBX. It'll say import whatever file that you have. For example, I have a DXF down here. And then if I want, if a Maya file doesn't exist already, it will give you an option to create a new Maya file. So down here for my Frankie character, which is a character that I made a while back, I have a DXF version. I just did that as a test, and a Maya file. So it doesn't give me an option to create a new Maya file because I already have a Maya file. So just FYI. But if I do want, let's say, this warehouse, especially if it's a huge file, the file size is listed here. So I know this is pretty tiny, 0.1 megabytes. Frankie is 6 megabytes. But some of these get pretty big, especially if you're pulling them in from a CAD program. You don't know how much detail is in there. You know, it might be 2 million triangles for all you know. And if it's coming in from a CAD program, Maya has to go through a lot of import process to parse that entire file, and it might take a while. It might take 10, 15 minutes or even longer if it's really huge. So you want to make, especially in those cases, you want to make a new Maya file so that it doesn't take so long to load next time. So if you just, let's say I want to, for this abandoned garage, I want to make a new Maya file. It'll just make a new one for you. And the default is MB. So it made, just because they're more space efficient. So it's saved on an MB file, which refreshes the window after you do that, just so you know that that you have one. And then you can see we have the one icon being loaded for both these 3D files because they're essentially the same file. And there's no longer creating a new MB file here because there one already exists. And I'll make an icon. Now, if you're rendering, you might want to change your render settings. It's kind of nice to go in and change these to, let's see, Maya. If you're doing Maya software, it'll render out whatever you have as default. So if you have Mental Ray selected, it'll render Mental Ray. If you have Maya software, it'll render software. But this is a pretty small image, and even if you do have a lot of detail, the render goes really, really fast. So I like to set it to production quality, and then do a new render. Yes, and then I added some nice anti-aliasing on there, so it's not so ugly. Another thing you can do is switch your render to viewport 2.0, which looks really nice. And render viewport 2.0, I like to turn on screen space ambient occlusion, as well as anti-aliasing. Turn on multi-sampling anti-aliasing, and then also shadows. And then that looks really nice. And then frame these up. Oops, let's switch this to Maya hardware, and then do that again. So let's see. So I just do that for everything, for all my files, and then anytime I want to go in that working directory, I can just pull up whatever I need. So typically what I do is unlock the vert normals, conform the vert normals, and reverse the vert normals, just to reset all the normals back the way they should be. There we go. Now this doesn't have any texture on it currently. This is just how it looks, just gray. So if I just create a new icon, there we go. And then I just keep going, and I do all the models. Let's see, Old Stone Gate. So if it's a Maya file, you do have the option. It does recognize if it's a Maya file, and it'll give you the option to just open it instead of importing it. You can do either. But let's open this Maya file. So this is just something I made a little while back. I'll do a last one here. So let's say the Old Stone Gate. So let's import that, and then I'll show you what the second button does at the top here. The Move Object to Origin button. I developed this because a lot of times you'll have models that'll come in, they'll be way out in the middle of nowhere, or they'll just be offset, sort of like this model is right here. And if you just hit this button, as long as there isn't geometry all over the place, it should work pretty good. So if I just hit that button, it just centers the object at the origin, and then you can scale it up or do whatever you want. Bring it in here, and then make an icon. So that's what that button does. And then Film Gate toggles the film gate on and off. Stage creates the stage area. And actually, I pulled up a file which is the old stage, and this is the newer one with a softer background. And then the open file button. This is whatever directory this is at the top here. If you hit that open, lost my screen here. If you pull up the browser window, it'll just pull up whatever browser window directory that you are currently working in. And I believe that's it. That's if you have any comments, questions, please don't feel free to message me. Some of the feedback I've gotten has been great. I've implemented a couple of suggestions already, which is a great help. Oh, one last thing. File formats. I think, let's see, it covers all these file formats as well as there's a new file format called Alembic, and it will read those in as well. If there are any file formats that are missing in here, just let me know, message me, and I will add them in, because that's pretty easy to implement, especially if you can give me a sample file just so I can read it and have something to test with. Also, make sure all your plugins are turned on. I won't go through every single one of these exactly, but you can see that that new Alembic file format is ends in .abc. So the ABC is the Alembic format. So you probably want to turn those on. Some of the other ones that are obvious. Let's see, the FBX Maya.bundle. You want that one turned on. OBJ export bundle, you want that turned on. RTG export, Studio import, and VRML export. I don't think Maya can read in VRML files, but can export them. So I believe that's it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Again, leave me any suggestions or notes you may have, and I hope you enjoy the script. Thanks.